Now I am going to recite a story from Mahabharata. A very interesting story. The title of the story is How Lord Krishna Saved Arjuna from Certain Death in the Battlefield of Kurukshetra. The story goes like this. Bhagadatta hurled a long dart at Arjuna, his tip glowing red and emitting sparks as it flew. Arjuna calmly cut it into two with a single razor headed shaft. He then cut the king's white umbrella and tall standard. With a further 10 shafts, he pierced Bhagadatta, who replied with 2 dozen long lances. One of the lances struck Arjuna's diadem and knocked it from his head. Replacing the diadem, Arjuna gazed at Bhagadatta with steely eyes. He shouted out, "Take a last look at this world, O king." Bhagadatta quickly took up a new bow and covered Arjuna and Krishna with a shower of barbed arrows. Arjuna released a cluster of flat-headed shafts that cut his bow to pieces and pierced all his limbs. Taking up his golden hook, Bhagadatta thought of the Vaishnava weapon which was in his possession, reciting the ancient aphorisms to invoke that irresistible weapon. He charged his elephant hook with its potency and hurled it at Arjuna. All the warriors witnessing the fight between Arjuna and Bhagadatta gasped as they saw the missile capable of killing all creatures fly toward Arjuna. Suddenly, Krishna stood up from his place on the chariot. Throwing out his arms, he received the weapon full on the chest. As he struck him, it turned into a garland of celestial flowers and wrapped itself around his neck. Arjuna was mortified. Why had Krishna interfered? Keeping his eyes on Bhagadatta, who had been stunned by Krishna's thwarting of the Vaishnava missile, he said, "O lotus-eyed one, your promise was that you would drive my horses and never enter the fight. Why have you interceded? I could understand you taking it upon yourself to protect me when I am incapable or about to fall, but here I stand with all my faculties and weapons. Now, not even the combined celestials and asuras could defeat me. How have you felt it necessary to act as you just did?" Slowly circling the chariot around Bhagadatta, Krishna replied, "Here, O sinless one, the origin of the weapon that Bhagadatta released for your destruction. Long ago, when I awoke from slumber in my form as Mahavishnu, the earth goddess came to me seeking a boon. Knowing that I was inclined to grant favors at that time, she said, 'Please bestow upon my son Naraka the Vaishnava weapon. Let it be that he cannot be slain by any being.' I replied, 'O goddess, it shall be so. Your son will be invincible, protected by my weapon.' She then went away and her son received the weapon, which he later passed on to Bhagadatta. This weapon can slay any being within the three worlds, including Indra and Rudra. Therefore, for your sake, O Arjuna, I baffled the missile. Now you may slay your opponent, this implacable enemy of gods, Bhagadatta, even as in days gone by I slew Naraka in a great fight." Understanding that Krishna had saved his life, Arjuna fixed his gaze on Bhagadatta. He swiftly covered him with hundreds of straight flying shafts. As Bhagadatta parried the attack, Arjuna took up a long golden lance, drew it back, and invoking the power of Indra, hurled it with all his strength at Supratika, the elephant carrying Bhagadatta. It went into the elephant's head right up to its golden wings. Supratika stopped in its tracks, his limbs paralyzed. Although goaded by Bhagadatta, he slowly fell to the earth like an enormous hill uprooted by a thunderbolt. As his elephant screamed, Bhagadatta leapt from its back. Before Bhagadatta reached the ground, Arjuna shot a crescent-headed shaft that tore open his breast and cut his heart into two. His bright turban fell from his head like a petal falling from a lotus whose stem has been violently struck. He dropped to the earth with his golden garland broken and scattered, his arms and legs spread akimbo. He appeared like a god fallen from heaven when his pious credits have expired. Arjuna circled his foe in respect, then turning his chariot toward the Kaurava army, he rushed back into the battle. If not for Krishna's protection, Arjuna would have been killed. Like this, Lord Krishna protects his devotees from all kinds of dangers.